Tomorrow, a Vermont Christian school gets its day in court 2 years after being banned from state athletic events when its girls' basketball team refused to play the biological male in that video. This is what their coach told Fox and Friends First exclusively last year.
I've also filled in for the boys coach when he can't make a practice, and I've run those practices. And boys just play at a different speed, a different force, than the girls play at. It's a different game. So I would never bring my girls to a boys practice or have the boys come into our practice and say to them, hey, we're going to scrimmage today, we're going to go game speed, because it is just asking for an injury.
Joining us now, Mid-Vermont Christian School girls basketball coach Chris Goodwin and Alliance Defending Freedom attorney David Cortman. Good morning, I should say, to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, Chris, tell us, we know what happened. You and your daughters have all played. You're the coach. Your team decided, you go to a Christian school, that, or the kids do, we don't want to play against this team. It's not safe. Boys play at a higher level, as you said in that soundbite. And then what happened?
Right after we forfeited that game, our playoff game, we voluntarily ended our season, fully anticipating to pick up next year with the first game of the season. But right after we forfeited that game, the state of Vermont removed us from all state athletic competitions, not just girls basketball, but every sport we offer at the school. We are not allowed to play in the state of Vermont.
Holy cow, all of them? And you wanted to win a state title, so they're taking this away from all of the athletes at your school.
Yeah, that's the goal every year. We've been pretty successful, especially on the basketball court over the last few years. And we've got some girls that worked really hard, and their goal every year, we'll have one-on-one meetings with them and the coaches, and they always say the goal is to win the state championship. We want to win every game. We want to be the best we can be and get that opportunity to play against the best competition.
Absolutely. The girls deserve that. All the athletes do. So, David, you've said that Vermont has a record of discriminating against religious schools and their families. Tomorrow, the case will be heard in the federal appeals court. What can we expect there? It is Vermont, after all.
It is, and it's incredible because we've seen this play out from coast to coast. Situations in Connecticut with the track runners, volleyball out west. And so this is just another one of those situations where school districts are taking this wayward political agenda and punishing anybody who dissents. And in this particular case, the school followed its religious beliefs, which happen to coincide with biology, that boys are boys and girls are girls. You would think that would be common sense by now. But the punishment meted out on the school for voluntarily forfeiting one game already had the penalty of being removed from the tournament from that loss. They accepted that. But then the harshest penalty ever meted out by the state was to remove them from not only all sports for the girls, but all sports totally. And you imagine any school that every single sport was taken away would be devastating. And so the argument tomorrow is going to be focused on this is a free exercise violation. It's a penalty against the exercise of religion. There's been hostility from the state for years. This is the fourth time we've had to sue them on similar issues. So far, we're 3 for 3, so hopefully tomorrow we'll make it 4 for 4.
Chris, was this worth it? I know that you've probably been ridiculed by a lot of people in your community, probably praised by all the parents at your school. What are you hearing from others, and was it worth it?
We have not really received any backlash at all. A phone call or two to the school saying, that they think we're in the wrong. But whether you believe the way we believe and have our same religious beliefs or not, almost every coach I've talked to agrees with how we're handling this situation. I was at work yesterday. I had to leave work early, and I told a gentleman he's a liberal gentleman. He's an 80-year-old Vermonter, and he's no fan of the conservative side of politics for sure. But as we were leaving, I said, I'm not going to see you tomorrow. And he said, hey, Chris, I'm with you on this one, right? And I said, yeah, I know you are. And he said, good luck Wednesday. So it's not just people who have the same religious beliefs that, boys and girls are created differently. And out of that come definitely physical advantages for males, especially in high school. But it's really the general population that I believe gets it and understands that we're in the right on this.
David, what about Donald Trump's policies? He ran on this. He said, I'm going to remove funding from your state if you don't follow what I was elected to do. Does his opinion or his policies weigh in on this at all?
Well, it does, and it just shows you that this is where the country is right now. It's where the science is. But you'll have states. We've seen that Maine is already suing the president over these types of policies, and Vermont's pushing back just as hard. And that's why, even though the president's doing some good things with this issue, you've got to get to court to finally rule, is this a constitutional violation or not? And so it kind of goes hand in hand. We need it done legislatively, we need it done politically, but we also need it done in the courts to protect the free exercise rights of schools like Mid-Vermont, who are taking a stand and teaching the girls the right lesson, and that is stand up for your beliefs, stand up for your faith, and stand up for your constitutional rights.
Chris and David, thank you so much for coming on, explaining all this to us. We did reach out to the Vermont Principals Association for comment, but we did not hear back.